I think when all is said and done, they've done it 5 times before. Team Spirit, I think, will be able to take this one 2-1.
Just, you're a trends man. You said in second game that All Spirit series went the distance. Now in game 3, like you said, they're 5-0. So the trend, will it continue? You feel like it's going to. So we'll see if it's going to be enough for the Phantom Lantern. Last pick for Team Spirit, of course, another staple for Utoro. It feels like he has a lot of staples in that carrier pool. But for us, first a word from EGB before we get underway.
Easy breezy.
Prepare for battle.
这是何以啊
Easy breezy. Sesman Kushi. We'll see if that's going to be the case or not for one move. Again, just to reiterate the stakes real quick, as we even see the odds at the moment from EGB favoring Spirit at the moment. Again, the stakes Spirit. A win here books their ticket to the Bali Major. And a loss for one move means they have to play tiebreakers for relegation. But if they get this win, they will be guaranteed staying in Division 1. What do we got?
I gotta ask you, what is that thing in the middle?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Joker with a mustache, white tongue in a tuxedo.
I don't know why I think of that like a potato head, but I don't see the tongue. I guess if you flip it a little bit.
Upside down, yeah.
I don't know. What is this some... Ah, come on. I mean, if anyone... I was going to say, is this some anime... He's the scary dude.
Joker.
He's the...
It's the Joker, dude. It's from the Batman.
Some scary anime character that they did a really bad drawing of.
Nah, I would know.
Come on, it's... Or you... Yeah. Or you weebs. Oh. Quiet. So, I really wonder how this bottom lane's actually going to go with the Batrider versus the PL. Because in the past, like really with the last patch with the Batrider, in 1v1 matchups versus lanes that had a Dispel, you were actually able to often come out on top with the change to Sticky with the damage. Now, I haven't seen Batrider with this new build where we kind of see like a lot more points in Firefly for the lane. So I don't know if it's actually going to be somewhat even against your Taurus Phantom Lancer, so I'm very excited to see how Afterlife's actually going to be able to play down bottom.
Yeah, I mean, he's already leveled up the Flame Break level 1 just to be able to a little bit more reliably secure the range creep here. Wanting Maposhka away.
Oh my, I didn't know the burn duration was a flat 5 second.
Yep.
Okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So I've been seeing everyone get level 1 Flame Break. I'm just like, I swear it's still only 2 seconds. What's going on? But that makes a lot more sense.
So the lane did actually push all the way back underneath the mid-tier 1 tower for Ankrad. So while it means that he is slightly ahead in terms of experience, it will mean that Lyle is completely uncontested. He's looking to farm this wave and should put him slightly ahead of him. This really just does come down to a skill matchup, right? Of course, both Mira and Gilgear are going to look to help out with those power runes and even the water runes early on, because I really don't think you can let Lyle get off to a good start. He played a really good game number 1. Of course, helped out by the Pugner, but this time around, Anchoret doesn't have a busted hero like the Quap to be able to bank on in those later stages. They have answers to this Void Spirit. They have the instant lockdown, even stuff that goes through the BKB eventually.
Yeah, I mean, overall though, from these mid laners, but besides the lane, like you said, Lowell had a very good game 1. Anchor had an exceptional game 2. Who comes out on top in this third game though? Because both sides really don't have a lot of stuns. So could we see the spirits from both sides as actually mirror top lane? Oh, first blood. All right, Pantsman and Kushi, beautifully done. I'll strike first in our game 3. But back to the mid question. Is there a spirit you feel like will really take over this game?
I mean, obviously the Storm Spirit is much more enabled too. Sorry, I'm looking at the bot side with Maposhka taking a ton of harass as well from Gilgear, even throwing out the Blood Grenade, just because he's got the Pugner to play with, right? Anchoret doesn't have that same sort of flexibility, and this is why I'm really emphasizing the Water Runes as such an important tool for both heroes to be able to play around. See Lyle, every little bit of harass that he can get on Anchoret, especially if he's able to keep those that full bottle available, it's going to be a big plus for him, but right now Anchoret's doing a fairly decent job. You also have to remember that Collapse in this top lane will have Mira looking to help him out, as yeah, eventually the weight of that strong lane is just going to be a little bit too much for Miposhka. But Collapse, he's going to be able to catch up if he has a poor start, just off the back of some wild axes into the jungle, as voice, I think, issues. As Mira can look to when he makes rotations towards the mid lane to help out with the water rune, he can look to build up some of the stacks. It's just keep it mindful of, like, can Collapse stay in this lane solo? He looks like he's going for the Helm of Iron Will early on, so maybe it's actually going to be Helm of the Dominator style, feeling that, you know, maybe an Undying and a Batrider and a Techies don't quite have the same capability of dealing with that sort of push. Not really something that we see as much these days, the Helm Dom style. We've seen a lot of the drums of slump. Just is about getting Collapse those first few early levels. He's 150 gold away from the Helm of Iron Will, and just that on its own is enough to potentially allow Mira to make the movement towards the mid lane. Looking to soak up a little bit of this experience up top, but can look to leave now, maybe even yoink away the bounty rune on his way through. This is the sort of cooperation that you need from the full team, as Lyle, he goes bottom, Mira goes top, and Lyle should be very happy about the outcome overall here. Can even get the bounty run on the way back. Might like the courier as well. That'd be a pretty big one. Pugna's pretty speedy for a support. As, yep, there we go. No Wraith Band for you, Munkushi. Good early movements coming out from Mira. Even blocking up the small camp. Moving the block onto Team Spirits, and Panto has to be a little careful. I suppose he does have plenty of Magos to be able to play around with. It's actually Collapse that might be in a little bit of trouble. The Helm of Iron will saving him. Oh, sidestep.
Nice sidestep. And Mira, but his, yeah.
Not the bait lane.
Yeah, we both react to the shame when we saw him run down the lake. Yeah, it's his own death. Signed
it's all right, Mira. Stacks coming up. You know, I'm sure he's just got to keep a PMA for his teammate.
One definitely powerful thing about the Beastmaster. One move can very much contested though with the lineup they do have, so a lot of the attention needs to be put on the supports, and really that's probably going to be Undying that needs to try and find a way to slip one pass and drop some vision down. Speaking of the Undying, might be in a bit of an awkward position. We'll have Munkushi to offer some assistance. The power shot's going to be off the mark, but Pantherman still able to get the kill. I mean, it's a streak Collapse gets, though.
Yeah, he's very, very happy with that. Not just the streak, but the solo experience as well off the back of that. He was a full level behind Munkushi at that point, but brings it back to half. Means that even though this Wind Ranger is having a good time in the lane, he's going to be able to recover on the Beastmaster. And all you need is levels for those wild axes to really start to get value once those stacks are starting to be built up. You see Mira, again, just playing around Lyle, TPing in, refilling the bottle, helping to protect the top rune as well. Panto doing the exact same thing.
Nice setup from Gilgear.
It's
able to get a kill into Miposhka and the D-Ward as well, so very cute read from Gilgear, doing a lot to start for the techies. Secures the room, gets a kill, gets the bounty.
TPs coming towards that mid lane, wanting another refill for the bottle, making sure Lyle is just perfectly happy with this start to the game. You know, a lot of people have been criticizing Lyle's gameplay, but when you give him his Spirit Heroes, he almost never disappoints. Big shoes to fill. Oh, upside, Collapse once again. A little bit of aggression coming in onto him. This is that rotation that's enabled by that bottle being refilled. They get the kill onto Munkushi. Still just level 3 on Mira though, and he probably wants to walk back. Might be able to get another stack off on the way through, and will be able to secure the Wisdom Rune for himself as well. So there's just these multiple moves. They'll be able to scout out the fact that it was de-watered as well.
Back off!
Slow in trouble? No, lack of stun, Slow's alright. Yeah, the Wisdom Rune picked off the Team Spirit. Ankrat's still gonna go for it. Want to try and force out some reactions with a haste rune. He's got another Astral Step if he wants, and
they see that they've got a bunch of stacks available.
Dire's bottom tower
yummy,
is under
yummy.
attack.
Steal those away and get the hell out. Mira
Radiant
You have to drop down the Nether Ward, but it's going to be a little bit too late. Already removed away, not taking the Watcher on his way through, so it's going to be done under complete darkness and the fact that that was taken away from Collapse. But at least Collapse got a little bit of time, and in the lane means that he's got Helm of the Dominator coming out to him, I believe, and also means that he's almost at the top of the net worth charts after what was a pretty rough start to the game.
It honestly seems like a lot of the callers are happy with what's going on. I mean, Yutoro PL can be weak early on, so he's got out of that weakness. Aincrad, nice jump once again. Remnant's going to be on the mark. Double ultimate, no hesitation. Aincrad's able to find his second kill of the game, putting himself top of the net worth.
I like the fact that kills are worth more these days. You know, previously those sorts of rotations were just never worth it because you were always able to get more farm out of the lanes versus, you know, what you're able to get for a kill. These days, 250 gold, very much worthwhile.
And it's also a lot of experience as well. It's not just the gold. Like, we're seeing... Really, a big thing is just in the lanes in particular, with those extra spells coming into favor, or just the extra levels in them as well. I think that's a big reason why we're seeing a lot of these crazy first bloods happen, which we actually haven't seen this series, which is a bit surprising. But this this past patch, we still had the 5-man smokes, but it feels like now even more vital with dropping wards down. If you can get that first blood for a core, potentially the lane can be very, very much easier from there.
The thing that I really like about Team Spirit this game is that they are immediately reacting to what One Move do. So One Move had some nice movements previously. They looked to steal away some of the stacks. This time around, Mirror builds them up. Immediately, Collapse goes to take them away. They also removed 2 Observer Wards, one that was scouting out that stack being taken, and one that enabled the kill onto Miposhka on the bottom side of the map. So with that, you not only take some of the stacks, bringing Miposhka up to level 5 now, but also he gets the XP bounty from that stack as well. All the while, they give Mirror some solo XP in the mid lane, so he also gets closer to his own level 6. I want to see him stick right close to this ancient camp as well. This will absolutely get him up to that full level 6, and, you know, once again, enable the Storm Spear even further. Full like 10-man stomp by the Centaur there by Collapse. Spot him again. The deny off of Miposhka. Nicely done. Might pay with
They're gonna go for him though. 3 points for
say, like, at least for now, inaction is something that Team Spirit are very happy at. You know, you want to have time to make your stacks. You want to have time for the PL to start to scale. You want to let the Pugna reach level 6, and all of that's happened. Mirror's level 6 now. Miposhka as well. He's just level 5, but looks like they might be looking to go for a smoke with the 3 of them. With this full creep wave, Panto needing to deal with. Nice Spidey sense coming through from Yutoro as well, getting the hell away from that lane as soon as Aincrad showed that he was not present in the mid lane for quite some time. So they make a move up towards the top side, maybe place down some deep vision on Mirror. Able to see that Mukushi is farming towards the right side, but just not quite enough vision just yet. So it's the right sort of move, but it seems like Aincrad have sort of anticipated that as well with its movement and very aggressively looking to take this bottom tier 1 tower. Panto might be sacrificed for it, but if you're taking a tier 1 safe lane tower, I think you're very happy to make that sort of trade. Collapse able to do the same with his Helm of the Dominator. As mentioned, the Frost Shield not really providing that much utility, but even just the Vlad's component of the Helm of the Overlord really going to serve the PL well.
Is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Miposhka
I
defend this tower too. Pick up some experience for himself. Level 6.
Phantom? I just feeding another kill over. I just TP back in, and now Tombstone laid down some extra gold for the boys on Spirit. There's only so much Aincrad's able to do. This was enough.
As well.
Toro's got Diffusal, he's ready to go. Instant use of the last one to be able to set up for Killjoy as well, but the stunlock, it's not enough. Yutoro finds an opportunity to play around with the Doppelganger, so from Afterlife, first use of it to no avail, and now Collapse, he's rotated mid.
Illusion. It's a great rune for Lyle to be able to have. Means that he can look to commit a little bit further if he's on point. Doesn't even need to use the other ball lightning to be able to dodge out things like the shackle shot, the Aether Remnant, some of the stuns coming through from Gilgear, and of course, all of the damage over time from Afterlife.
Man, Gilgear's only level
Dire's
4.
middle tower has fallen.
This is the spirit that I wanted to see coming out. You know, the one that just... Everything seems to synergize so well together with their draft, right? Pugna Storm, easy said and done. The Pugna, great person that plays off of just levels. You know, all you need is your level 6. What is one of the best heroes at being able to take some of the stacks that gets enabled by that? It's the Beastmaster. And, you know, even just Beastmaster and Storm Spirit enables you to go for these jumps. You can see, even just preemptively, placing out these Hawks, seeing where a lot of the farm is being done, seeing if they could potentially look to steal away some of the one-move farm, but it doesn't look like that's the case, so they're going to look to emphasize a little bit more around the mid lane, get the free pick off onto the level 4 techies instead, and, you know, just continue to snowball across the top side of the map. I mean, PL is still farming while all this is happening, and I know I mentioned that Team Spirit won a passive game, but you would have to say for Munkushi, he wants to start getting active ASAP. He's just finished up the Maelstrom, probably can look to do so, but how much will you lose in the meantime? It will take away not even a stack.
Gonna get Pentimum as well. So before that double kill that Spirit were able to find off the back of the aggression, and alright, some more going their way as well. And before all this, the EGB odds for Spirit was $1.03, I think it was, and 9 for 1 to move. So it's just Spirit off to a great start. Everything they needed. Witchblade on Lyle. Level 10 as well. He's balling out of control. 501, top of the network. This is what they needed from him. They had a bit more of a rougher game too, but this is going to be huge for the confidence as well. He can just play really freely this game, knowing there's really not a whole lot that he has to be worried about in regards to stuns.
Middle tower
It's going to be very difficult for them to be able to find that first one in the chain lock afterwards.
Yeah, I was almost thinking that they might consider going towards this bottom tier 1 tower. They've got great vision around the one move ancient camps in, you know, a little bit unorthodox areas, and, you know, Pugna plus Helm of the Overlord available. Really feels like that's their time, considering there isn't too many other objectives for one move to be playing around with on that bottom side of the map, but maybe just wanting to get into that next item timing, perhaps the Kai Assange. I mean, he's only 600 gold away from it on Lyle. Collapse might even be able to make this push happen on his own.
Dire's bottom tower
Gonna walk behind, get the Ancient Thunderhide, and use that to help with the push. Might just be a trio of smoke coming through here from Aposhka and Mira. It's like they don't even need it.
We need a... Speaking about smoke for Spirit, we need to see one move start to do something. The fact that Gilgear is only level 5 means that the Void Spirit doesn't have anyone to play with. You want to make fights, so you want to be aggressive with Ankrad and try and have these quick skirmishes, but by yourself at this stage, it's going to be very rare for you to have the damage to be able to find these solo kills. You need heroes to be able to combine with. It's not going to be the Undying. Maybe it's the Bat, or it will be the Batrider with Boots of Travel, but until then, Afterlife is still trying to play his own farm game. But because of this, because
Dire's structures are fortified.
towers like T2 is going to fall. It's a lot of concerns with what they're going to be able to do.
The Ancient Thunderhide is just doing way too much. They cannot deal. Creep that's been used with the Helm of the Overlord. Also,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
now he's going into the aura. Any sort of illusion here.
He's a free big. Vincent zip on over, now goes for Pentiment as well. It's going to be a 2 for 1, but Lyle has plenty of mana to work with. Now they're even hunting as well. Collapse. Yeah, why not go for the objectives instead of the kills? They're happy with that. You've got the summons starting to swing on over. And this game is really getting out of control pretty fast. 6,000 net worth lead at the 16-minute mark.
We really just haven't felt Munkushi's presence. You know, last game, the Slark, it always felt like he was there. He was getting up in the Juggernaut space. Even if he wasn't able to get the kill, he was forcing him back. He was forcing play on the defensive. This time around, just don't think that a position 1 Rin Ranger can be playing off the back of like waiting all the way until you get into this Glipnir. It's still a good Glipnir game, but you got to be using that focus fire to its full effect.
That, and again, Gilgear can't be level 5 at 15 minutes. That can't happen. Like he needs to speak up and say,
Radiant structures
Well, they
are
had that.
fortified.
Yeah, it took too long. That's the thing. He needs to speak up and say, I need a lane. Because
Dire's
now
top tower is under attack.
this is a very hard position to come back into. I mean, it's a late game. There's no doubt about it. Yatoro will win this game. And the fact that they're already winning early on has to be a huge concern for one move.
I mean, cheeky things. Playing on the edge, she, zips behind your tower, nukes the wave. Batrider was there waiting to use those boots of travel with the lasso. Wind Ranger TP's up to be able to make it happen. And then he just zips away, and they still end up getting the tower. They still are going to get Roshan, and Wind Ranger doesn't have any status to be able to do things with on the map. Like, she's just got the run of ATOS, but still another 600 gold from the Glypnir. You don't have a TP to be able to join in up onto the top side to be able to fight. This is not a good spot for one move to be in. If Fred can get into the Manta, there's at least a little bit of extra damage output, but by that time, he's already got the Manta on Yatoro. He'll have his level 15 as well, so might just opt to go into the plus 15 strength, make himself even harder to kill. And it does really feel like they can play this poke and prod style on Team Spirit, doesn't it? He's going into the Aghanims on Yatoro next, so that double Spirit Lance bouncing around, doing bonus illusion damage. You've got the Wild Axes.
Minkushi. Using the Wind Ranger. Nice ATOS away, but it's not going to matter. Lars got plenty of men over the distance with ease.
You had your warning.
Yeah, like, what's really stopping them from just throwing out spells from afar, right? Storm Spirit zips in, especially with the Aegis, does some damage, gets on out, gets healed up by the Pugna. You've got Vision to allow that sort of stuff to happen. You've got Lich who can play super far on the back lines. This is a really early gem picked up by Maposhka, but I love it, right? Like, you're just completely taking away all areas of the map that they have in terms of vision, and you've got plenty of vision yourselves just off the back of Collapse. Not even just using his Hawks, but the Wars as well, just providing an additional amount of info for them to play with.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Say goodbye to your last
My friend, say goodbye to Afterlife as well. Dude, Lal is putting in some work. Yatoro, can he get to the...
Dire's middle
Dude,
tower
that
is
lasso
falling.
lasted barely any time. Kyre and Suns. Beautiful thing status resistance is. Now a kill gear as well. Sweep across they go. Like you said, take those towers. All the outers ones are gone now.
Might even be able to take away the Tormentor, right? Like, it really wouldn't begrudge them to play down towards this bottom side of the map. It's where all the valuable farm is. It's where the Ancients are. It's where that 21-minute Wisdom Rune is. Going to put them even further ahead in terms of experience. And if you can take that Tormentor, now Maposhka would even have some additional output or to be able to do some damage with that Chain Frost, not even needing an additional target to bounce around. And that is no Manta for Anchoret now.
That's devastating.
We've got two kids who are Team Spirit and they needed to use. So some people go for a tile. Collapse has the back. Plus one. And then some of you they torment the rifle.
I tried. Let's see if it'll work out. Ankrab double stack is out. Like, consider that poking, but they need a way to address Yatoro. It's just going to tear apart the Undying. That's not enough damage though.
Dire's middle
One
tower
illusion off
is
to the
under
left-hand
attack.
side, maybe trying to bait out that lasso, but not taking the bait. Still do end up losing that Wisdom Rune though, and the Tormentor. Best person possible to get it as well with the Lich, so now you've even got extra movement speed slow in the middle of these fights. Not like you needed it, but it makes it so hard to be able to defend against this. Anchoret would love just to have that courier available. Probably not even going to give them the option. In at 50, left on the Aegis. You can put Lyle on the front lines. You can even just use the Ancient Black Dragon for it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Long tip in. Lal sees a freebie out
Dire's
inside the
bottom
lane.
barracks are under attack.
He's going to be able to get the Glimmer Cape off though in time. Once his Scepter's delivered on Yatoro, it's going to be so much easier to see it just poking from afar.
They gotta find
He has
Mirror.
to take the...
Mirror and Maposhka need to get blown the hell up on these backlines. Yatoro wouldn't be the worst pick either.
Dire's bottom barracks
So think about this damage though. Spirit's going to be staying on the right side. Medic Mira once again is going to be nothing. Meanwhile, Mukushi tries to move on forward, but once he crosses the boundary, he's gone, and the rest of one move, they're going to follow him into the grave as well, as Lyle's just having a free fight time after time. This Storm Spirit's gone unaddressed. A first phase pick for Team Spirit, and Lyle is putting in work. 10, 0, and 6 from him.
Performance that you wanted to see. He's still got 50 seconds left on the Aegis, so I'm sure he feels confident to be able to make another jump onto Anchorhead while he still doesn't have that Manta from the courier available. Looks like they'll be happy enough just to take mid though, still having the same ancient Black Dragon they had this whole time. And well, there we go. Poor Panto. Even tier 4 tower is not enough to be able to stop this Storm Spirit from continuing the dive. Maybe Anchorhead respawning with the Manta is enough though.
Maposhi is just constantly feeding over cells as well to Mira with the shovel. So Mira heals up Lyle. I mean, he's got the tranks, of course, but I'll give you an extra little bit of health back as well.
Oh, and a shield rune as well. Like Lyle needed any more license to be ballsy.
Why does he give so much shield? And why does it last 90 seconds? Isn't all the other runes like 40, 60,
Shields
45, some of them? 60. Oh, shields are strong. This one's uber strong. Some might say even a little bit broken. Well, there goes your carry win range, long zip in, and she's gonna try and do whatever she can to turn around, but a shield range pretty cool. It's very cool. Now they also get another Panto as well outside the base. Ballistic Spirit. Like we were waiting for. I mean, the trend looks like it's gonna continue. They'll drop one map, but the one map doesn't matter. They learn from it, and in the end, all their series go 3 games. Red is also very clean.
Continue to be a mess. I mean, it's such a reliable duo, right? And if you're not going to directly counter it with, I don't know, something like maybe an Ancient Apparition could stop the Pugner, maybe something else of your own that's able to make that backline jump. They tried it. The Batrider and the Void Spirit, but...
Batrider's health? What? Oh my god. He goes away. Megas, 1G, 2nd-G. So, the thing that took me by surprise before I saw that fight break out is, Lyle went Yasha and Kaya as well. Victory! He's got double. Sanjin Kaya, Yasha and Kaya. Why not for Lyle?
All the swords
for them. And congratulations, of course, to Team Spirit. They will be the first team out of Eastern Europe booking their ticket to the Bali.